Good morning. It is approximately 9 a.m. today, and I wanted to walk you through my day. So what's on the agenda? I need to get up. I need to clean my apartment. From there, I want to go to the gym. And after that, it's pretty open. I'm kind of debating going to a park, walking around, or maybe just spending a lot of time at the gym. Let's see what today brings, and hopefully it'll be cool. I'm gonna walk you with me. So the first thing I do every morning is weigh myself, and I do this fasted so that way I could put it in this tracker that my coach looks at, and then from there we adjust my calories. So like I said before, I weigh myself every morning before eating and after peeing and pooping. The reason I do this is that no matter what approach you take, you want to be consistent as possible. Today I'm hoping to weigh less than 154 pounds, which is roughly what I was coming in at yesterday, but let's see. I'm 154.2 pounds. That's roughly about the same as yesterday. I mentioned to my coach yesterday that I wanted my calories lowered because I'm in the middle of a cut. But I was sick for the past week and a half-ish, so that skewed our data a little bit. So he was apprehensive to reduce the calories, so now I have to wait another week. I suspect I'm gonna be at this 154 range for this whole week, and hopefully next week we lower calories more, because I'm already doing so much cardio. I'm doing 6 sessions of cardio, 45 minutes each time. I'm just gonna now record just my normal daily routine. Obviously, basic hygiene, so I'm gonna brush my teeth and then shave because I'm looking a little scruffy, shower, clean up a little bit, and then head to the gym. So you probably noticed I'm not in gym attire, and that's because I made the executive decision to go to the gym later today. Why? There was a photo walk event that I had signed up for and forgot about, and it's at noon. It's currently 10:23, so I was like, okay, I can always go to the gym, but I should probably be social and meet new people. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna show you my typical breakfast. So I typically start off the mornings by having 2 eggs along with an English muffin, 18 grams of butter, and 120 grams of cottage cheese, and 100 grams of whatever fruit I choose, which is usually either strawberry or blueberries. In order to avoid making too much of a mess, what I end up doing is I grab a paper towel and I will put the eggshells onto there, and then I'll just throw them away. Since I've made this mistake a couple of times, I used to like crack it directly in here and then some would inevitably spill out on the side. So what I do is I just bring it out and have it cross to the edge of the paper towel. That way if some does spill, you know, it's not gonna ruin the oven. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. We got the 2 eggs, and with the magic of editing, just like that, the eggs are now ready. As you can see, the yolk kind of broke. Oops. Cool. All I do now is, I know that it takes about 18 grams of butter to meet the fat that I would need for this meal. So since there's 2 halves, I just split that into half and try to get about 9 grams on each side. I got lucky here, that's exactly 9. So yeah, let's go. And then do the same thing on the other side real quick. To be honest, 9 grams on each side is a bit much, so what I do sometimes is, if I feel it's a bit excessive, I will put some of the remaining butter, or the extra butter, onto the eggs. That way the eggs will have like a nice buttery flavor to them. Like that. So this is portion of my first meal. It's time to dig in. It's a rare sunny day here in Seattle for winter. The sun is actually getting kind of annoying, but I feel like it's nice lighting for the video. But pretty much this is my meal, and I'm gonna dig in. So as promised, here's my cottage cheese bowl with fruit. It's pretty tasty. They're like extra juicy for some reason, and I like that, so. Okay, so I destroyed my first meal. Now what I'm trying to do is tackle what makes the biggest difference in the cleanliness of my house right now. And right now my bedroom is driving me insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix it up a bit, so that way I can at least leave the house feeling a little more comfortable coming back. I want to wipe down the counters here, and then hopefully later on in the day I'll get the chance to vacuum. I'm just trying to do what I can before the event, so that way I have the ability to chill and enjoy myself over there a little more rather than stressing. So okay, so I'm here in Chinatown. I'm walking over to the event, and it's at a cafe, and I don't know what to expect. Hopefully a bunch of cool photography people. Maybe I can learn out with them. I'm a noob though, but that's the point, I guess.
All my flight.
I stayed at the event a little longer than I expected to, but I would say it was totally worth it. The hosts of the event were super duper cool people, and they're very kind, and they gave me a lot of photography advice. I met this one guy that was a full-time content creator, and he gave me some advice on like how to get started and kind of how to find my voice and things like that. A big thing that I was missing was kind of like a community. I've done photography as a solo endeavor for 4 years-ish. I felt because I've only had my own opinions and never shared my work with others, I haven't really grown. But meeting other people that are doing it was really cool to see how their processes work and how they think about things. So I'm definitely gonna be attending the next one. Now I gotta get home and get ready for the gym. So I'm now officially back from the photography event, and I'm getting ready for the gym. Unfortunately, I do not have rice prepped, so I had to cook that. The gym closes at 8 and it is currently 5:40, so I somehow have to make it there by 6 and it's 20 minutes away. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting my creatine. I typically have been having 10 grams per day lately because I hear that when you have more, there's more chances of it being absorbed for like cognitive benefits. Obviously, I care about the muscular benefits, but it can't hurt, right? And it's already such a cheap supplement that I might as well like go for it. So just waiting for the rice to finish up cooking. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and go to the gym and then have a mildly rushed workout session. I wanted to do 45 minutes of cardio over there, but I think I'll be forced to do it here at my apartment gym. I'm not that mad about it. But anyways, here's to having some creatine. Let's take a shot of it real quick. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I used to fill the whole bottle with water and then put the creatine in and then just drink that throughout the workout. And that's fine, but the whole time you're drinking it, there's like a gritty taste. And I realized if I just put a little bit of water and all the creatine, sure, it's a little gritty, but it's a tiny amount of water that I would have to deal with that for. Here we go. Just like that. 10 grams down. So now I fill it up with normal water. And this is what I will be drinking at the gym. I remember now why I desperately wanted to work out in the morning. And this is why I was considering skipping the photo walk. But pretty much, I have like 3 things of White Monster in my fridge. And I've been so excited to drink it. I was literally looking forward to it because I was like, yes, it's gonna be leg day. I can use the caffeine because since I never work out in the mornings during the week, I was excited that since it's a weekend, I could use it to fuel my workout. But life happens, you know, it's not perfect, but it is what it is. So while I heat up the meats and stuff, because the rice just finished cooking, I wanted to show how I do this. Pretty much, I have these deli containers. Whatever my portions are for the week, I typically have either 100 grams of rice or 150 grams of rice, depending on the meal, whether it's pre-workout or just normal lunch. I will portion that out. So the 150 I tend to put in the bigger containers so I know easily, and the 100 I put in the smaller ones. Today, since the photo walk happened, I purposefully had a double shot of espresso. Not because I was tired, but because caffeine is an appetite suppressant, and I wasn't gonna be eating, and I was supposed to eat at both 12:30 and 4, but I did not get back home until now, which is 5:50. So that means I have 2 meals to catch up on. However, because of time constraints, I'm just combining the 2 into 1 big meal. It's not optimal, but they say that perfect is the enemy of good. Even though it's not optimal, I'm gonna do the best I can. Something else that I didn't mention was that I currently am out of chicken breasts. So I did have lean beef 93.7. I'm gonna be having that along with some leftover chicken thighs from the rotisserie chicken I had. That's pretty much my meal for right now, pre-workout. So 250 grams here of rice. I used to, when I was bulking, have like 200 grams of rice at once. But it's funny because it gets to a point where when you're bulking, the amount of carbs you eat relative to the protein you eat feels unbalanced. And I feel like the way that I grew up eating, it's very centered around the protein, and carbs are like a supplement to it. But when I was bulking, holy crap, it's like any extra calories that I needed went directly to carbs. Something I miss a lot is beans, especially being Latino. Beans are like a big part of my diet growing up, and now I almost never have them. It was actually really nice during Christmas to go home and my mom had made beans. Anyways, this is what it looked like. I do not have frozen vegetables. I officially ran out yesterday. Not perfect, once again, I know. But tomorrow, I'm gonna hit Costco and I'll be back on track with the normal meals. Dale, dale. Oye. Dale, a ver si tú puedes. Dale. Leg day was a success. I went to failure quite a lot. To be honest, I had Tom Platt's motivational videos, so that way I could push myself really hard into a failure. I wasn't able to do the ab cable crunches, but I'm not too concerned about that. The reason I skipped that was because my apartment gym has a cable machine, so I've had to get back and do that there, along with the 45 minutes of cardio. Something that I'm personally struggling with posing is I would pose my legs by straightening them like as tight as I freaking can. And when I do that, I am able to see some very nice quad definition. But lately, I've been seeing a bunch of YouTube videos that say when you pose, you should have your legs spread apart in like a 90-degree angle. Sorry, your feet should be at a 90-degree angles. And you should be trying to imagine pushing the ground apart so that you have tension in your legs. Now, when I do that cue, I feel a lot of tension in my hamstrings, but I feel and see nothing in my quads. I don't know if it's just that I'm not lean enough or if it's that I'm misinterpreting the cue and there's something that I'm missing. After the photo walk, one of the people there was like, yo, you wanna grab food after? It made me realize that like, man, sometimes this bodybuilding lifestyle, it could come at like a social cost in a way, but it doesn't necessarily have to. I was about to just flat out say no, and I wasn't gonna tell them why, right? I wasn't gonna say, no, I can't do it because I have to follow my meal plan and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I didn't want to just go off plan like that, you know? Instead of offering to go for a full meal, I said, hey, the Japanese supermarket's right around the corner. Would you mind if we went and picked up some snacks there? And when we were there, I had an onigiri. Now, don't get me wrong, onigiri's not like the most macro crazy meal. The thing that I had was a salmon flake onigiri, and it was 170 calories, 5 grams of protein. So not the best ratio, but 170 calories is not gonna be putting me off track the same way that like a full blown out restaurant meal would. And it still let me hang out with someone and make that friendship. I did still count for my calories, right? So in my meal plan, I looked and saw where I could have taken away 170 calories, give or take. It's not exactly. I just took away a couple of things and I'm still gonna be at my calorie limit for the day. So it's still possible to work around it. Last set, let's make it count. So now we got cardio. And what's nice about cardio is that I recently got Crunchyroll Premium so that I could watch One Piece on mobile while doing cardio. Because I'm trying to get to Wano. I'm about to finish Dressrosa, so. Anyways, let's get this set. So now we do 45 minutes of cardio. I got One Piece set up over here. So now I'm good to go. Last meal of the day. I know I'm on a cut, but at times, I don't know, I feel like my appetite naturally is just very low. I've always been like that. That's why I was 120 pounds all the way up until like sophomore year of college when I started working out. It's weird. Sometimes I feel super full, super fine with the cut. But other times I feel like, holy crap, I just want to finish this cut so I could get back to bulking. And I think that's because mentally, I know I don't have the size that I need. And I just want to build that size. But I know that if I were to continue bulking in my current state, it would just be unnecessary body fat. And it wouldn't be as much muscle as I would want. But anyways, last meal of the day, it's gonna be 150 grams of plain Greek yogurt, 40 grams of cereal. It's supposed to be rice checks, but I need some happiness in my life for me to be consistent with this. So I do Frosted Flakes, which have similar macros to the rice checks. And this goes along with 100 grams of fruit, which I'm having strawberries today, and a protein shake. Just finished the cereal and it's 10:20. It's a Saturday night. I don't really have plans and I was kind of like, what do I do? So I decided there's a movie called Primate about a family that owns a monkey and the monkey turns on them. Sounds stupid, but I want to be out of my apartment, so probably gonna do that. So I'm gonna drink this protein shake, shower, and then go there. If you've made it this far in the video, I'd just like to say thank you and cheers. This was for you.